All right, I'm just doing this. Hello, hello, hello. I believe you are not able to see me and you're not able to see my whole screen. And this is why it took so long. I've not been able to fix it yet. So it would be great if the people in the live stream, hello everyone, good evening, you can tell me real quick if you only see this upper, like this small part of my browser, or if you actually see the whole window and myself. Does anyone know? Oh, you see me and the screen? Okay, then it's just my, let me say, live window that is broken. Let me refresh that real quick. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, this looks good. This looks good. Then hello. I have a bit of a new setup and I'm trying this out. So that's awesome. I was thinking if we should code, if I should work on something for Tresor One or if we just talk a little bit because a shit ton happened. But I thought, all right, then let's just talk for a while because there are some things that happen. Like, for example, this is a handwritten letter that I got. It's from a guy named Florian, and I don't know if he's here in the live stream or not, but I will just read it, at least some part of it. It says, oh, well, it's in German, so I will translate it on the fly. It says basically, Hi Sumit, I stumbled upon your YouTube channel and to Tresor One, and I like the entrepreneur stuff and the product and so on and so on. It's Florian. He will start winter semester online marketing, digital media, and stuff like this. He's interested in stocks and the stock market, and then he lists out some things that he would like to help out on Tresor One, and at the end he says, "Enjoy the whiskey," and with that letter was a bottle of whiskey. So I guess this is the kind of bribery that I'm getting now, which, I can't complain about that. So I will open the whiskey now with a huge thank you. And I will, of course, write him an email because, I mean, we can use some help. And this guy just wants to get some, some practical learnings out of a project for his studying. And I talked to our marketing fellow, Matze, and he would be happy to have him with him and help him a bit. And I would, of course, too, because I don't have a lot of time for like Instagram and stuff like this. So that would be awesome. And cheers, Florian, and to everyone else that has a whiskey or whatever else with them. It has been a long time that I have had some good whiskey. So it's I don't know. I feel very honored and humbled that I get stuff like this, like handwritten letters. And I don't know if you've seen it. I shared it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago because I also got this, and I have to put it a little bit on the back. It's written with a typewriter. And it's an open letter from an elderly person to Tresor One and Trade Republic, the broker. And they basically want us to collaborate to get the guy's portfolio on Tresor One. So I can send him a link, which is very, very sweet and very impressive because this is like a 2-page letter with a typewriter and it has no error in it. Can you write a 2-page letter on a typewriter without an error? And I mean, the guy like spelled out links to his portfolio with the ID in it and everything. So very impressive. And he typed it twice to me and to Trade Republic. Insane. Insane. All right, let's see who's here in the live stream. We got a couple people, the usual Tresor One users and supporters and all of that. Amazing to see you all. I don't have an agenda for today, so I thought I would just like rumble on. Because there are a couple things that I think I can talk about, videos that I have planned. I was now off for over a month, I think, from YouTube at least. And as you can see, maybe I have a bit of a tan. It's not a filter. I got into the famous Hamburg sun. No, I took a little bit of a break and went into the sun for a bit. And in that time, I didn't like do any YouTube stuff or anything like that. But a lot has happened. So YouTube videos I'm planning now are like a review of 2021 for 2020, for the first year of Tresor One, because it was an insane year, and I think I should recap that a little bit. Then, of course, what's planned for 2021? Where are we at now? Where do we want to go? Like, it's hard to plan more than 3 months in advance, simply because stuff is moving very fast. And then we have like a lot more detailed videos planned, or I have them planned as you know them, like specifically for Tresor One, specific KPIs that I wanted to get into, specific topics that have been bothering me or were challenging or that are awesome. So yeah, I will definitely get into those. But one thing I wanted to also check on was, because I will not do a separate video on this, so it's a good thing to talk here. If I go to Tresor One and I check the markets page, I can see that Gamestop, AMC also here. I mean, the Tresor One community is really in all of this. And I assume everyone here in the stream knows what I'm talking about. But if you're not, if you have for any reason not caught up on what happened there, basically a group of retail investors got together on Reddit, on the Wall Street Bets subreddit, and basically, yeah, bought a lot of stock from GameStop and caused a short squeeze. So a lot of people that were betting for the stock to go down had to lose their money, cover the position, and buy more stock. So a short squeeze basically then lets the stock like skyrocket up. It's like a spiral. Because it goes up, it causes the stock to go more up. That's something like with the short mechanics of it. I can go into details if you want, but anyways, and yeah, this caused the stock to go up like what, 2,000% or more. Here we have it. It's from like, oh, it went down already to 50. I'm not sure if this is right or if there's just an error here, but anyways, it was up from 50 to 213. I see already that I have to like put a feature in Tresor One where I can just mark this to see the percentage change. Like I will do this here now. This feature is pretty awesome. So 8,000% here. What's this? 4,000%. Yeah, so big gamble and like an insane event. You can see the window, but doesn't matter. So it was like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000%, whatever. And yeah, lots of people bought into this, even from the Tresor One community, which I honestly wouldn't have expected. We had, let me go back to the markets page. Yeah, we had over like 700K here at one point and 500K sold, which is a huge volume for like the community and the size currently. And then, you know, when GameStop was restricted as a stock from like Trade Republic, or so in Germany Trade Republic, but the big movements of course came through the US brokers like Robinhood. And when they started to restrict this, then the attention went to other stocks like AMC Entertainment, the cinema chain in the US, or some other stocks. I think it was like 5 in total or something. I'm not sure if I'm totally caught up. And yeah, it's insane. So I have not participated at all. I'm a buy and hold person. I'm not usually jumping spontaneously on a stock. So I'm completely out of this. But of course, I would have liked 1,000% gains. Like, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I was not in it. But I'm a little bit surprised because I thought our like main user base here are the people that like watch Finanzfluss, go into ETFs and all that. Yeah, but apparently it's not. If Gamestop gets even into the top charts of Tresor One, then I guess yeah, we have a different audience here, or at least some people with a lot of capital that I wouldn't have expected. Which is also nice. I mean, it brings in a lot of, a diverse group of people that trade and that can like talk about stocks and strategies and all that in the community, which is great. So it gives a lot of different viewpoints. And yeah, I would have loved to see more there. Felix is saying, take a look at the Discord of Finanzfluss. You know what? Let's just do that right now. I'm not even sure if I can log in. I'm logged in at my phone, on my phone. Can I log in here? How do I get the link to Finanzfluss? This board, is it this? Oh yeah. Let's see if this works. I'm not even sure if these are like, if this is really like, if people know that they're gambling. I think there is a lot of FOMO involved, like fear of missing out, a shit ton of like, okay, people have like, 200% gains, I want to get in. And maybe they do, but of course it's such a high risk. Okay, let me check if I can. Whoops. Yeah, I do have a username and I should have a password. Oh. Oh, new location. So I have to verify. Yeah, Apfelbaum says that people, just basically go with the market, and I agree that. I mean, this happens a lot, but the thing is that I'm surprised by spontaneous, buys like this. Like you see something going up and you immediately jump in. Somebody has to, somebody will be on the downside of this. I'm just opening the Verge here to see if this is my internet or if the Discord here has a problem. Let's try this again. Oh my god. I'm having problems with my 1Password. This and this. Okay, I have to verify via email again. I'm waiting for the email. Let's try this again. It won't let me in. Okay, I just wait until this resolves here. A lot more free money. I don't know. Yeah, I can change the password. It's not that big of a deal. I saw that it was like pasted in there. I will change it afterwards. I'm not that active on the Discord of Finanzfluss. I think I was in there like a couple times to talk to some of the Finanzfluss team. But I think it's a huge community. So I'm reading more in the Facebook group, but yeah. Anyways, it won't let me in anyway. And I can't use my phone because I'm recording this with the phone. Yeah, Nasdaq is, I think what you're saying is right. I think YouTube has a new like feature that I can pin this, right? Yeah, here. So now you should see the message that I pinned. So I will try to do this if I answer to a question or a message. I will pin it. So the first group was to buy with fundamental investors. That's true. I mean, I'm not sure what you mean by fundamental, but it were people not gambling. So people like looked at how much stock were shorted, and it was like 140%, so more stock than is available. So they bought in much earlier, like a year earlier than when this happened. So already a year ago. And then we had memes and people who wanted to see the hedge funds bleeding. But yeah, and this seeing the hedge funds bleeding, I think there are some people that that buy in because they want the gains, but they cover it up under the I want to see hedge funds bleeding. It's the small guy versus the big guys, like Elon Musk or Chamath. I mean, they are not small guys, and they are absolutely huge themselves, and they buy a lot of this to do it as well. And I like both of them a lot, so I don't want to downplay this in any way or something, or say that they have like unethical motives. But if you have like if you can throw like a $500,000 on this and quadruple it or something, then you can say David versus Goliath all you want. I think it's a different story, and I think Chamath said he will donate it or something, but I honestly think it's a big possibility that they have been called by the SEC, so the regulation company in the US, because they have such a huge following. I mean, let's look at Chamath. He has a following of 1.2 million people, and if he like just writes down I'm buying GameStop and throw like YOLO money at it, whatever that is, lots of people will follow. I mean, they can move stocks just with their follower power. So I think the SEC will intervene there a little bit. But either way, Chamath has other problems now. He wants to go to he wants to be the California senator. All right. What's Lisa? What's with Björn? Who's Björn? Is Björn here? Is Björn Chamath's German name? I mean, I just saw on Tresor One that the stock went down. I just want to, yeah, it did went down. So I've not following afterwards. So I mean, what I'm wondering is if people are like still buying, you know, and I mean, it happens very fast, and the overview here is just, so maybe I have to put in like dates here or date ranges, but this is the last 7 days. And the interesting part is like, this is not, like if you just go into a portfolio, like if I go into my portfolio, one of my portfolios here, and I just like at Gamestop and then say, I bought, 10,000 shares, this will not be in these rankings. In these rankings, we only count in verified activities. That means activities that have been imported via PDFs from the brokers. So this, like, you can say for absolute certainty that our community has bought 260k euro of Siemens stock in the last 7 days, which is pretty cool data to have, or pretty cool data to learn from. We want to do more with that in the future, but it also is quite telling that people are still buying GameStop in the last 7 days. I'm wondering if this is still the case in 1 week. Yeah, Björn, you're right. Fundamental investors, you meant that they saw the short squeeze coming. Yes, that's absolutely true. They bought in quite earlier already. All right, so if you are here, there was something I wanted to work on during the live stream, but I finished it a bit earlier. I was working on watch lists. So this is, let me see if it works if I reload. We will launch watch lists pretty soon. And yeah, I mean, it's exactly what the name suggests, right? You have watch lists, you can create new ones. You can follow watch lists. You see your total follower count. You can share it. This is what I've built before. You can, with one click, go into the performance Vergleich comparison. The fact that this doesn't work here is because I'm locally. The database is not filled locally. You can see the most followed watch lists. So pretty cool stuff, I think. And it's very straightforward to add stuff, to, delete, like all, you can see it's all in the new design already. You can change here the time frame that the performance is calculated off, and so on. The GME short squeeze hasn't happened yet. I think the fact that this one big hedge fund needed a bailout at least suggests that there was some sort of short squeeze, but I'm no expert on this. I never showed it, so I can't really tell. But this will be also interesting. Like if we introduce watch lists and people start like creating public watch lists that people can follow, and we have like rankings, and they get shared and followed. We can do statistics also to see like what companies are on how many watch lists or on the most popular watch lists. So we could theoretically see what potential companies or what companies people bet on in the future, or at least have their eye on, which is also very interesting data to create like statistics here for the community. And it will be very interesting to see if like Tesla, which is, I think, considered overvalued by now, or not a lot of people want to buy Tesla now because it's so high already. And with GameStop, maybe the squeeze happened already, maybe not. If people put it on their watch list because they still try to find a spot where they can like swoop in and still buy something. Will be very interesting. Felix asks, that is an important question. I will pin this real quick and I will open up the feedback page. So he asks if you can compare watch lists, can you also compare your portfolio to a watch list or an index? So this cross, let's say, entity comparison, like I want to have, this is my portfolio performance and I want to have an index in here or a watch list or something. This is what I want to do. This is what we want to do, of course. And if I go into the feedback here that our users say here, performance comparison is one of the most, like it's the most trending right now. And it says it's planned, so it will definitely come. The reason why it's not here yet is because I have to change some calculations that are happening here. Mainly, or most importantly, if I go here, so this is currently, this chart is currently only the Kursgewinne, the stock gains of the unrealized gains that I have in my portfolio. But in order to compare it to the price performance of a stock, you have to count in realized gains as well and dividends. And the calculation of that is not that simple. So it's not just like add the gains. But yeah, I'm dragging this on for a long time, but this is exactly what should be in there. Most users want all of their gains in there anyway. And then it's comparable to indexes or, any stock basically, or ETF. And then you can also compare it to entire watch lists. So this is the only change that needs to happen. And then we can do this. So it will definitely come. Let me check. What about the public API with community curated data, aka sectors you announced a few months ago? Yes, that is also not... Oh, the API you mean. You are talking about this one. This API here. So the API, there are two APIs basically that we are still evaluating, like if it's worth it. I mean, I want to do it, both of them. So one API is to get access to the data, to our data, like as you said, the market data and the sectors and the industries of and the search for the stocks and so on. And the other API would be for the portfolio accounts, so that there is an API for portfolios and everyone, like every user has a API key, and then basically other developers could write plugins, extensions, apps, whatever, where users could put in their API key, and then you could do tools on top of Tresor One, like an auto import, a sync, a simulation tool that just like adds activities for example, what if I buy 1,000 euros of MSCI World every month? It just puts that in and you have a portfolio that looks like it. So whatever, if you have an API, you can build basically all the features you want, and other developers could write extensions and so on. So these are two, let's say, categories of APIs, one for the portfolios and one for the actual market data. The thing is, from a team, product, company perspective, if we shift our attention to a different product, then we already have not enough time for Tresor One as a tracking app, because we all do it in our free time currently. And if we release the API now, we would be spread so thin, because a very small team with very limited time would have to support a vastly different use case and different audience and different clients, basically. So even though we would like to do this, we have this online so we can check how many people come into the newsletter, basically, or on the mailing list. And this basically gives us the opportunity to see how popular this would be. And at some point, we will get onto it. But we need to stabilize the API a bit more. We need some more reliable data sources and all of that. So it's not a good idea right now to let the team focus on something else than the core app, which already has so many different moving parts. But my goal for this year is to have the first full-time employee. So as soon as that happens, hopefully this happens, we can take a look at these kind of stuff much more serious. But we are, of course, in the background. Everything that we build is with this kind of stuff in mind. So we are building the groundwork to be able to release an API. But we won't do it before we have the first full-time employee. And then we have to see, simply out of time constraints and attention constraints. Let me check what I'm reading the comments right now. So watch list, public, then we have short-term interest is still above 100%. That's interesting. As far as I know, the short interest data is updated only every 2 weeks or something. I'm really not 100% sure on this kind of stuff, but I think that's what I read. So I'm not sure when this happened. It happened a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So I'm not sure if this data for the short interest is actually accurate, because it's not reported that often. But I could be completely wrong here. I don't know if there are real-time sources that I simply don't know about. Felix is always removing the blur. We will. This will also change in an upcoming thing. So you can remove the blur, but you can see the feedback, but you cannot vote. Some people ask why do you put the feedback only for Tresor One Plus members? An easy one is because this tool here is very expensive. Actually, the CEO of this tool, Kenny, or I'm not even sure if he's the CEO, but some founding member, I think, is German, or Austria or Switzerland or whatever. He can speak German very well. I have a call with him tomorrow, actually, to talk a little bit about this, because every person that votes here is costing us money. And if you have a freemium version like we do, so tens of thousands of users that use the product for free and then use this and they cost us money, it's not good math. Let's put it this way. So if this would not be the case, we would probably open this up for everyone. But currently that's not the case. Is there maybe a feature plan for monthly investing? Apfelbaum asked us, and this is something that we have a lot in the community called Sparplan. And I'm always asking the same thing, and I will ask the same thing now. How does this work? I seriously want to know how this works. Is there any tool out there that does this, where you can say, I invest 50 euros every month, and then it adds it automatically? I simply don't understand how Tresor One should handle this, because the price will be wrong, 100%. The fractional shares will be wrong. The fees will be wrong. Taxes might be wrong. So the entire transaction, the entire activity is definitely wrong. So if you have to correct it every time, I'm not sure what the benefit is. So how does portfolio performance do? How do they do that? How do they know how much fractional shares and for what price you bought? It's a good whiskey, by the way. It's not only could be pricing. It's wrong 100%. Like, it's just not possible that Tresor One hits the same price as your broker on accident or whatever. But what I thought might be it would just be an automation of the manual creation of an activity or not. Yes, it would be. So we would automatically create an activity, but the data in that activity would be wrong. That's what I'm saying. What I thought about was creating templates so that Tresor One automatically suggests to you, hey, this, like you have a Sparplan, you have a monthly investing thingy, and please like create this activity, and then it fills out the stuff Tresor One thinks is correct, and then you can edit it. So it just helps you fill this out faster. But honestly, I think the effort to do this is going into the wrong direction, because I would like to focus my attention on more automation for, let's say, verified activities. That means easier PDF imports, easier PDF exports from your brokers, CSV imports, and of course auto sync from your online broker. So you can like give Tresor One permission to access your data in your broker, and then everything is synced automatically and you don't have to do anything. This is where I would like to invest time in. Yeah. But I see already, okay, there are differences in opinion, that a non-accurate activity is better than no activity. Interesting, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure if it's already in the feedback tool, but if it is, or even if it's not, please create it and have it upvoted so we can see how much the demand is. I mean, the top upvoted features are Performance-Vergleich, performance comparison, cash, crypto, sum of all portfolios, dividend without with and without taxes, other assets, Android app, export. Export is also interesting. Like, it seems, yeah, I mean, I can understand, but yeah. I mean, I want to do all of this stuff, guys. I really do. Two-factor authentication. Put it in here. I want to see how many people want that. Is it already in here? No. If you can't, I will add it. Would you? Oh, I have to write in German here. Oh, it was already there. I saw it here. Two-factor authentication. It's already here. Nice. It was written in German, huh? Yeah. Okay, 50 upvotes already. Very interesting. This should not be a big deal to add, honestly, because we use Auth0, and I think it has this kind of stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, again, I want to do everything, but it's currently the mode is ruthless prioritization. Otherwise, yeah, we would not get a lot of stuff done. And there are still like stability issues that we need to solve, like quotes, for example. We need more reliable quotes, and we're talking to some people, some companies regarding that. But this is for me personally, this is the major issue, that quotes are like not consistent or wrong or something like this. Shares in companies that are not traded. Yeah, of course. Like this all falls under other assets. Where is it? If I go to top here, here, other assets. I think I need it myself. I mean, the claim is, and it's what what the goal is for Tresor One to be able to show your net worth. So let's say you have a house that is 300K or 500K. You have stock in the private company that you own or you are a part of. You might have stocks that are, as you said, not tracked on the markets. You might have a Briefmarkensammlung or a very rare dog or whatever, something of worth that you would like to track, and you simply add the change of the value yourself over time. So if you update it then every day or every month or every year, that's then your call. But all in all, Tresor One shows you your net worth. So this is definitely where it will go, where I want it to go. So it's just a time or capacity issue, not a willingness issue. Question from Sir Gemini. Sir Gemini. It's a very familiar name. Who's currently working on tier 1 core apart from you? Not talking about app importer. So Tresor One has multiple parts in general. So it has the backend, the API. It has the website, the web app that you use, that you see right now on screen, or more this. It has the website, Tresor.one, with the blog and everything. And it has the mobile apps, iOS and soon Android. And then it has a lot of like stuff that count towards the backend part of it. Like the API is huge. And we have the Tresor One team is now 5 people. We have me kind of as an all-rounder, but I currently focus a lot on the web app. So the thing you see now and the API. We have someone working on the API, Johannes. We have Felix also working on the API. So 2 people that are mainly focused on the backend part. We have Christoph, who's working on the apps, the native apps. The iOS app he released already. And Android app will be tackled soon. And then we have 2 more people that are non-developers. One is the designer, Dennis. He originally created the logo and then the design for the apps, and is now also moving to the web. He also is responsible for the new design of the website, the main website. That's a designer, Dennis. And the 5th person is Matthias. You might have seen his post in the community. He joined as a marketing guy, but we do not buy ads or something like this. So it's not maybe the classic marketing, of like social media and running ads or something. Like he is helping, with the blog, with all the content, the emails that we send out. He is writing the community posts. With him, I talk a lot about the pricing strategy and competitor analysis and all of this stuff. With him, I planned all of the tracking that we do or don't do. So originally, we extended Google Analytics and so on, and then we got rid of it in favor of Plausible. So we don't track any user data or something. Like this is the current Plausible dashboard for our apps. It's public. You can go to it, plausible.io/tresor.one, and you can see our page views, our unique visitors, bounce rate, everything. And you can also see what we don't track, and that is anything for the users. So this is what I do with Matze. So these are the 5 people. But more importantly, Sir Gemini asked it. He's David, one of our open source contributors, and they are we have 2 Davids working on the open source import D&D, and they are an insanely good team. And they contribute so much. It's absolutely fantastic, and we have more people that contribute a lot. So we have Lisa here. She has a big Instagram channel, and she's supporting Tresor One a lot by simply using it and talking about it. We have people in the community like Rainer that I want to mention here, but even more, that are just like very active and helping so much on the community side. And I'm getting into the community space right now to show you the top people here, or at least that have the highest votes. But here we have Stefan, Rainer, we have the Davids. So many people here that simply are very, very active in the community. And even if we have like a core team that works on the core stuff of Tresor One, everyone else around it that helps out is just as important. Like if we didn't have this community helping out, we would not be able to handle the support burden, for example. As you can see here, how many unread messages I have every day. Like it's, I can barely keep up with the support tasks. So that is why it's so important to have people like Rainer and D&D to help inside the community, to help other people, or to have David and David here contribute to the open source library, to the import specifically, and some other people. So we have many people helping on all fronts, and I'm emphasizing this every time because it's so important. Without them, it wouldn't be possible to keep this project up, even for the core team, or it might be able to keep it up, but not in the current pace, current development speed, probably much worse quality, even though we still have quality problems. So I'm very, very thankful for every single one that is helping out. Cheers to you guys. By the way, in the past month I've read a lot about, it kind of feels like, it is the case that from a project that I started and I've built, it is now slowly moving into a company and a business. So my thoughts and plannings revolve a lot around building the company instead of building the product only. And like reading things like these. Let me quickly check. I have to check if I can see it in the frame here. If you can see it. Yes, this is called Build to Sell. And I also read Zero to Sold and books like this. And it's not about like selling Tresor One or getting out of the project at some point. It's about building a company that is, tidy and well organized, where other people can come in and be onboarded quickly. They can quickly see what's happening. You have documentation for all the processes. You have automation as much as possible, and all these things that make a business valuable to a possible buyer, make it valuable to me, make it valuable to everyone working in there, because it's organized, it's well structured, and simply it makes everything more efficient, and you can sleep much better. So that is why I'm reading these books, to see what are all the things that a possible buyer would be interested in, that makes a business attractive, to then balance if this is something that is important to me as well, and then implement it. So it like the stuff I have to think about or spend capacity on grew a lot outside of the pure development and feature pumping machine that I was half a year ago, into like building the team, the culture of it, building the business around it, and all this kind of stuff. It's really interesting. And yeah, Apfelbaum says 4-hour work week. I read that. Yeah, very nice inspiration. And that's the thing, like building your own business or side project or whatever it is. Like my original goal was to build multiple side businesses because I thought if I'm alone and I can automate a lot and these, maybe it makes like 500 euros a month or maybe 1,000 if it's cool. And then I do the next one. And then I have like 10 different side projects, a few bigger, a few smaller. And this will give me enough income to work on, whatever I want. And I can maybe work on even some different stuff. And I can see already with Tresor One, I mean, in general, I could do much less and it would still work. So it theoretically, it's of course possible if you have your own software, if you have your own company, then this kind of stuff is possible. But I can tell you also, I have a separate business, Geoman. It's an open source library that I have built over many years, 5 years or something. Like this is the open source library. And what the tool allows you to do is basically to write geospatial data on a map. So it's, you can see it. It's like paint on maps and you get the data out of it and can use it in your applications, whatever. I developed an open source library for a very long time, and then I created a pro version that you have to buy. And this pro version is basically finished. Like we are adding some features every now and then, but it's basically finished. And companies buy it. So this is for me true passive income. Like not passive in the sense that I don't have to work anymore, but compared to what I work on Tresor One, I mean, I spend like an hour a month on Leaflet Geoman Pro, and the cost of the library are $5,000 per year. So with this kind of software and businesses, I think you're much better off, especially in the B2B space, not B2C. You're much better off than B2C to create, let's say, a 4-hour work week. And if I'm judging just by the numbers, I think Leaflet Geoman Pro has a lot more revenue potential than Tresor One, also with less effort and less clients, but it's not as fun. I'm using Tresor One myself, etc. So it's not that fun, but I also was not able to let it go yet. It's a project I have put in so much sweat and energy and so much good code also. Honestly, there's some code in there that I'm really proud of. So I'm keeping it around and, develop it with a freelancer a little bit further. We will see where it goes. So with this kind of stuff, I think you can do 4-hour work week thingies. Okay, so I saw 2 more questions. What would you say is the biggest hurdle for Tier 1 at the moment? What is the biggest issue that causes users not to stay? Very interesting question. So what we did was we sent out a survey to the churn that we have. So people that do not that end their trial period or cancel their subscription. I think it's definitely the top posts here that we have here. So we need more charts, more visualizations of data. We need some bigger features like cache and more assets. I think that these are the main things. So we have to get better if we are not already than the broker view and the competing free tools like Portfolio Performance. There are things in Portfolio Performance that we'll probably never do or very late, but I think not staying only means you don't get the value out of the tool that you currently need to. And this could also mean that we sold it wrong. It doesn't necessarily have to be that we are missing features. So for example, people that trade cryptos every day, it's not the target market right now. We don't support crypto. But if we, for some reason, advertise to crypto owners, they will register, be disappointed, and not stay. So what's the fault here? That we don't support crypto, or that we sold to crypto users? In this case, it would be that we sold to them. So it's a kind of a balancing act of the marketing part and what we support. But in general, I think the features that are upvoted here, they are very resembled on the surveys that we did also with the people that canceled their trials or subscription. So this kind of resembles a roadmap here. Some stuff is missing there that we are focused on, but yeah, it definitely resembles the bigger milestones that we have to tackle. What kind of work would you love to do if enough money would be available forever? Lisa, that's a question that where did I pick that up? I don't remember, but it's a question that stayed with me for many, many years already. So it's basically, what would you do if money was no object, right? If like you get $5,000 net on your account, cash every month, what would you do with your life? Would you do the same job? Would you work on whatever you want? Would you start your own business? Would you just like travel for 2 years until it's boring, and then what? So what do you do with your life? And if you start like thinking about this kind of question, then you will notice that a lot of that stuff is reachable. You know, like many people just go to work and leben in den Tag hinein, like they just live day to day and not think a lot about the bigger picture. How do they want to live? What do they enjoy every day, and so on. And I thought about that. So what do I enjoy every day that makes me get up in the morning and in the evening and like basically, get into the flow and work on everything. And it's exactly that, what I'm doing. Like I enjoy coding and creating products. I enjoy sharing the stuff with like an audience, with you guys. I enjoy having some sort of impact, doing something that other people think is valuable. It's awesome. Creating businesses and challenging everything that is, around that is fantastic. I think I'm more of a creator, not a maintainer. So I'm wondering if Tresor One is like, 5-10 years old and, it's a sustainable business with 10-15 people employed. If I wouldn't start something new and have someone else take over the reins at some point, could be. I think I'm more of a startup person. But nonetheless, this is the stuff that I really enjoy, and I love to, set these goals, freedom goals, and hit them off. Like passive income is of course a big one, but I have very specific thoughts on that. Then freedom of location. I can live wherever I want because I can work wherever I want. I can work whenever I want. So it doesn't matter if it's 8 in the morning or 8 in the evening. I can start whenever I want, and I can work as long as I want. So if I work 2 hours today and 10 hours tomorrow, or 4 hours every week, every day, or whatever, it shouldn't matter. And this is not the case for a typical employment. This is only the case if you own something. Then you can set your own hours, and it has to be not in the service area. So if I would like cut hair or develop apps for someone else, then I would be tied to a schedule and a deadline. But if I create my own products, then I can have most of these freedoms ticked off. And this is what I really enjoy doing. And there is a lot more, of course, that I enjoy learning, like learning piano. I want to learn how to ride a horse, as stupid as that sounds. There are things that I would like to see everywhere in the world, and if I can create the freedom to, take my laptop anywhere and just live in Japan for a month, work from there, see what I want to see with my family, like this is the kind of stuff I want to do. But from a purely work perspective, I'm already very far on what I want to do every day. Like, I really enjoy it. And also the new job at Stripe, it's, I haven't started yet. It starts on Monday, but the company is for me the number one choice in the world. And the product I absolutely love. So it's a remote job, so I can work from anywhere. I'm blessed, I think. I'm getting very close to how I want to live and what's important to me. But the goalpost is always moving. So of course, as soon as I reach some goal or milestone, I'm already 5 milestones ahead in my head. So maybe I can go to Mars at some point and walk on another planet. The end game. Okay, there have been some more messages. Let me quickly check. How did you decide which projects you pursue? I can imagine that you have a lot of other ideas. Jano, yes. Greetings from Hamburg to Berlin. Yeah, I do have a lot of ideas, and I'm actually thinking about starting some other projects as well, but not myself. So this time I would take other developers in and just be one part of multiples. I would not code or something, for example, or at least not full time, or not the main coder, because I cannot handle it time wise. But again, I would love to have multiple projects. So Tresor One was something that I started alone, and I'm now slowly building the team. But I think all the other projects I will get people in that are just as excited and have it built out from there. So other people have the chance to build basically their own companies, and I own a portion of it and do my share. But I can't hustle like I do with Tresor One on it. So how do I decide? I decide what's most fun to me, and sometimes a little bit of FOMO goes into it as well. So if I know it's a big opportunity for doing a big impact and having like it solves a big problem for lots of people, then it's very hard to not do it. But there are the more things you do, I think, the more opportunities you see. And then it becomes a very a circle of opportunities that is very hard to escape. And but you have to prioritize. Do you know the broker trading? Yes, I know them, or at least the name. They have incredible graphs for stocks. You can Beats Craft. That's a very good point. I do have a post on GitHub where I keep the inspiration for great graphs. So if you send me a screenshot to my email, I will put it in there and take it as inspiration for the next designs. Because I don't have an account, so if you can send me a screenshot or multiples, that would be awesome. Niklas asks, how do you manage your time so successfully? I guess you have many responsibilities, like your family life, your day job at Stripe and Tresor One. How do you balance all the responsibilities? That is something that I've been asked a lot. I'm not sure if I would I would put the word successfully in there. But I do have the book here? No, I spend a lot of time on becoming efficient, let's say. So there is a book called Getting Things Done that I can really recommend. It's very dry, very theoretical. They talk about paper notes and all that kind of stuff, but there are of course apps for it, and I use the app called Things, which I know now, or I guess now is named after that book or that theory, Getting Things Done. And I organize everything with that. So I prioritize with that. I could talk about this for 2 days, but let me tell you the most important part that I did to get more productive and to be able to build things like Tresor One or Geoman or other stuff, do other stuff like I'm doing a sailing license on the side. I have a daughter, family, very supportive family, luckily, and friends, and that kind of stuff, and a day job. So the most important thing to be able to do all of that for me personally was to realize, okay, let's say you have a bucket of energy per day, your energy, and you get up at 7, you have breakfast or whatever, you make yourself ready, you go to work at 8 or 9, and then you work for 8 hours, plus whatever, commute and lunch break and all that, and then you come home. Your energy level is quite depleted. You maybe have enough energy to, meet some friends or maybe do some sports, but probably not. And how does the rest of the evening look like from like 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. when you go to bed, or 12 a.m. then midnight? Probably, Netflix. If it's not COVID time, pandemic time, then you are maybe have a drink with some friends or gaming or something like this, like something casual. So if I want to replace these consuming hours in the evening with productive hours, I would need to change the energy distribution. This gets very theoretical, but this was exactly how I thought about it. And I thought, okay, if I'm at my day job and imagine that I did the work to distribute the energy for myself before that, how would work be different if I work in a company with 3,000 people or 300,000 people? Like, it would not make a difference at all. So I thought, okay, the biggest energy part, the main part of the energy, I need to use for myself. So what I did was I started to go into bed very early, like at 10 or 9 for some time, until I was able to wake up early. And that's when I started to wake up around 5 a.m. And then I did sports there. I read books. I started coding on Tresor One, and all this kind of stuff. Everything that I wanted to do, like even learn a new language, for example. Everything that I wanted to do, I put in the morning. And I'm not a morning person. Don't get me wrong. I know how hard it is to get up in the morning, and it's still hard. But what I always reminded myself of is, if I want to achieve something else than like the normal job that I wanted to do, I need to replace my consuming hours with productivity hours. And I can't be as productive after work than before work, when I'm refreshed after sleep. So I put my productive hours in the morning, like 3 hours or 4 hours before work. Then I go to work, and when I come home, I'm completely exhausted, but then I can consume, because like if I then watch an hour or two of Netflix, like who cares, I don't have to put a lot of energy in there. So it's a very, I know these were a lot of words, but this is really how I started it, like 4 years ago or 3 years ago. And it changed a lot. For me personally, it was best decision ever. Currently, like in the pandemic, it threw everything off. Like, I don't have my morning routine. I can't get up so early in the morning right now. Or like, I don't have the routine right now, but I have to get it back, because it's fantastic. Okay, I hope this answered a little bit of the question. What's your new job company? We're curious. Stripe, yes. Lisa said it. It's Stripe. The company that I also use to manage payments on Tresor and on Geoman and on my previous employer, Channel, here as well. So fantastic company, fantastic product, fantastic charts. I will learn a lot from them. Really looking forward to it. What else do we have? Patrick, is your vending machine startup still there? I'm surprised that you know this, or that anyone knows this. So this is also something that I was part of, but I didn't like started it. Two guys approached me to be the technical guy for this. We had a vending machine at the airport that you were able to buy toiletries, like, you know, here from these brands, and you were able to buy them after the security check. That was the important part, like directly at the gate, so you wouldn't have to you know, pull out the bags and have it scanned at a security and then like it's too big or whatever. All of what you were able to buy would fit into would go through security as well if you don't finish it or something. So it was good. It was a pilot project. We had it running for a year or two. Then we had a partnership with Mercedes, and they took it over, and then we sold everything because I moved to Hamburg, and the scaling and operation of this was so much effort. And at the end of the day, I personally also didn't want to like take care that vending machines are working. But it's really nice if you have like 5 or 50 of them all connected, and you have all the software in the background managing the stock, the available stock of the products and so on. It's an exciting challenge, but it's an operational challenge as well, because all these vending machines are in the security area of the airports. So how do you do it if you have a vending machine in Munich and a vending machine in Frankfurt and one in Stuttgart, and one breaks? Like, how do you get there fast? And then you have to go into the security area and so on. It's operational wise, it's very demanding. So after, like, I'm not sure if, you know, if it can be called a success or not. We didn't lose money on it, so I count it as success because I learned a lot, and I didn't lose any money. I made a little bit. So yeah, it's not running anymore, but the website is still up. There's another question. What would your advice be for someone you like coding and does some but doesn't have an idea or project to work on? So the question is what goals you have. What does forward mean? What does it mean? Like, you want to earn money, you want to solve a problem, you want to have an audience, you want to, like, you know, what's the thing that you actually want? And if it's, you want to earn some money on the side that you can invest, for example, that is a good motivation, I think, for anyone attempting to invest in the stock market, as most of us do. Honestly, it's hard to make a competent advice or come up with a competent advice, because I never had no idea. The problem for me was to get it to a stage where it's an actual product that people pay for. But the idea part, I always look at problems that I need to have solved myself. So what pain points do I see every day? And one very nice way is look at your family or friends. Where do they use Excel? And if they use Excel, you're probably looking at a SaaS tool right there to be able to, you know, serve. And you don't have to do a big one. Like, it doesn't. People always think the idea has to be, you know, the huge part. You have to be the next Uber and $1 billion. No, like, it doesn't matter. You can stay small. Like, it doesn't matter if you are one person or two people. You need 2,000 clients. Depending if it's B2C or B2B, it can be very small, and still, like, every damn Dönerladen is a profitable business. You don't need to be the next Spotify to, you know, to be able to create a successful online business. It can be so niche. It could be like a local booking website for horse riding in your city, around your city. Like, the market can be so small. You just have to solve a problem for people that they are willing to pay for. And imagine what you pay for every day, every month. There are many, many opportunities out there, very small ones that you can tackle, especially in the niches. So if you have a hobby, or, you know, if you're a musician or in specific sports or whatever, these are mostly the niches where you know more than I do or any other developer. And if you then can write code, you are looking at lots of opportunities to serve a niche that that nobody else will serve. Google will not crush your market for horse riding sessions bookings in Bonn, or Munich. Like, it's a very niche market. So it's big enough for you, but not big enough for the big ones. So you can go for it. So this is normally how I look at it. I'm not sure if that helped, but I hope. Yeah, Lisa said it right. Find something in your life that... So the next stage, like if you find an idea and can make a business out of it, that's awesome. The next stage is, and I think it creates much more long-term motivation, is if you have a problem yourself and you solve that. Like I did for Tresor One, for example. So, I mean, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I believe that for everyone, if you solve your own problem, you know much better how the solutions should look like, have a better gut feeling, and you are much longer motivated than if not. By David Allen, let me quickly check. Getting things done. Yes, David Allen is the guy. Do you plan to include brokers like CapTrader or Lynx based on interactive brokers platform too? We don't plan it. We would like to support every broker. So if you have PDFs, please send them to us through import.tresor.one. You can anonymize it here and then send it to us, and we will take care of it. And then we have, what was the name of the GDP app? GTD app? It's a GTD app. Oh, getting things done, you mean? It's done by a German startup, Getting Things 3. So the app is this one, Things. I don't think you can hear the sound, but this is what I use. And I have everything in there, from tasks for today to my goals for the year, to my work projects, and even my life goals. And the interesting part is, once you write down your goals for your life, you notice that you have to dream much bigger, and they are faster achievable than you think. So I put in my salary, like my dream salary that I would like to have at some point. And I'm talking like when I'm 50, and I'm close to it now, and there are multiple things that I reached already within 3 years that I thought will take me 30 years. So I think if you write down your goals, your big goals, and make a plan how to achieve them, an actual plan, like what do I have to do to get there, and then start doing it, you will be there very fast. I know you since your 6 months NYC trip. Yeah, that was a good time. That video still exists, I think. NYC, what was it? Motion Diary or something. Like, I had a YouTube channel a long time ago, very long time ago, and I forgot the access to it, the password, and it has like a few videos in there. Like, I had a blog when I went to New York and Japan and stuff, but I'm 6 months in New York. Let me see if I can find, here. Yeah, the blog was called Kaum geschlafen, and like 4 videos there. This here was, by the way, the question the question that Lisa asked, like, what if money was no object? We did a video where we asked random people on the street. Back then there was like this 50 people, one question thingy going on, and we did one of those. Actually had way more views than any of my current YouTube videos. And there we have, these were just some amateur videos I did with a GoPro. Back then I was a little bit more into editing. But these videos bring back good memories from the time in New York. Anyways, Things. Yes, the app is called Things. It's really nice. Yeah, David is apologizing for not getting not getting enough features out there. Yeah, he shouldn't apologize. They are pumping out like support. It's insane. So I think the entire community can feel very lucky that we have the D&Ds doing all of this. We have so much more broker support and bug fixes and so on. There is no way in hell I would have been able to do both, the import and the rest of Tresor. The vlogs are gone. Yes, and even the blog is gone. Oh my god, Lisa is looking at it from the TV. Nice. In that case, but you're drinking a tea. I don't have a tea now, but I will put in my second glass now. From the nice whiskey from Florian. I'm gonna send him the recording of this video if he's not here. You know, Patrick, sometimes I'm thinking like, you know, I did not pursue this back then. So now I'm talking about like businesses and finance and whatever, career or whatever you want to call it. And back then I was like just talking about anything, writing about anything, and it was just like more an entertainment factor, you know, and kind of funny, but I still, like, if I think back about the blog posts and stuff, there were some golden things in there. It was funny to me, at least. Finanzfluss? When? I think they talked about Tresor One, but not about me, I think. Let's see if I can now get into this Discord. Discord. Can you elaborate, Patrick? Finanzfluss talked about me enjoying life. How do you know that I enjoy life? Why is this not working? I don't understand. The verification won't work. I have to do a portfolio update also, but on the Tresor One channel. Not a lot of stuff is happening on the Tresor One channel. I have to change that. So much stuff to do. this kind of portfolio here is like, I'm not doing a lot in there. It's just like running, and I'm adding it's very boring. It's the most boring investment portfolio. Like just put money in every month and see what the dividends, that are coming out of it. It's nice, but I'm not thinking a lot here. I'm just throwing it in. The interesting part is the big one, and I'm wondering, at some point I should reveal my big one. My big portfolio, my main portfolio, where I have, Netflix and Tesla and other ETFs. Maybe we should put a threshold in, like when we get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, or 5,000, like a bigger goal, and then I will reveal my main portfolio with all the stocks, all the good picks and the bad picks, and my current investments every month. I'm not owning. Oh wait, I own crypto, but it's ridiculously small because I'm like, when I did this the last time, I was an idiot. Let's check this. Let's check the history of Bitcoin. Bitcoin price. Google has Bitcoin? Didn't know. So here was a big spike before Christmas, and I think that's when I bought out of FOMO. Then it went down, and then I sold like the biggest idiot there is. So back then I wasn't, I didn't know the investment basics. My financial education journey started afterwards. So I bought crypto at the peak and sold at the bottom. And since then I've not bought anything new because my philosophy changed also. Back then I bought it for FOMO because something was going up and I wanted to participate, of course. That's what I think most people do. And it was stupid, right? If I would buy it now, I would hold it for ever. And it's what I do currently with my stocks. So I'm not selling, actually. I sold like 3 times in the last 3 years. So I don't own, like I own, like 50 euros of crypto or whatever still, but I'm not investing in it. I have a coin, like I don't even know how to get it, how I get it. It's on Coinbase. That's about it. Not really in there. So that were when you had so much monthly cost that you went out at 0 at the end. Yes, but I am not sure if it's actually monthly cost. So yes, it was monthly cost. My salary was also different back then, but still, how much did I earn back then? 62 per year or something, 62,000. So quite good, I would say, for someone without education or whatever. But I was always at the end of the month at 0. And my problem was not that I was at 0, but that my girlfriend and I, we were both earning good, like both earning above 60K. And we were in total, like we were living together and still be at 0. And then we were like, okay, what the hell is wrong? Like, what are we doing? And that's when I started to get really into my finances, watched Finanzfluss a lot, and got my spending under control. And then when saving more money took more effort than earning more money, I stopped saving. Like, I'm trying to hold the level, and then I focused on earning more. And I think this is the biggest impact that you can have if you want to invest more. Like, don't save on like €5 here or like getting your taxes, spending like 3 weeks to get some tax benefits or whatever that at the end nets you a few dozen euros. the time is much better invested by raising your income, and because it has unlimited upside compared to the cost that just pains you, So at some point I stopped, and I stopped trying to optimize my cost, and then optimized my income, and this, let's say, paid huge dividends. That was a good choice. Buy high, sell low. That's the way, man. Yeah, for sure. So Talerbox, what's the guy called? Bastian, I think. I watched his videos too. Not so much as Finanzfest, but I still I got a lot of value out of them, and I am in contact with him now. So we will have a chat in the next week or two. And just get to know each other a little bit. This is really nice. This is a cool thing. Thanks to Tresor One, I'm meeting all of these people that I either look up to or learned a lot from so many different, let's say all of the industry giants. I feel like I was able to get to know and talk to, which is really nice. I love it. They all build something great. And so I have a lot to learn from them, of course, and it's really cool that they also, consider Tresor One something worthy in the market, let's say. It's really fun. Felix, yes, because if we start to restrict pro features, Apple will at some point tell us to implement in-app purchase. So we use their payment system. That means 30% of the revenue goes to Apple. That means we have to raise prices. That means a lot of stuff has to happen. So we will get there at some point, but a lot of stuff has to happen. So until then, we either don't build features in or don't restrict them yet. By the way, I was just learning Figma before. You know Figma? Trying to do my own, like the YouTube thumbnails for this channel. I'm so bad at design. This kind of stuff is, well, I also spend some time on, but I would love to save the time. So I hope at some point I have a business that has enough employees and a designer, so I can basically hand out all the design work, not just like Tresor One, for example, but also my YouTube channel, the thumbnails for it, social media, all that kind of stuff. I'm not proficient in design tools, so it's too much work for me to just do it, but I have to do it because the thumbnails are important. Figma beste. I used Sketch before. Now I have to learn it. All right. So how long are we? We are already at almost 2 hours. Where's the time? Where is the time? I worked through all of the questions and I worked through most of what I wanted to say. I do have some topics that I mentioned in the beginning that I will do separate videos on in the coming days. Hopefully over the weekend I can record like 3 or 4 videos that go into much more detail. But now I think we can end the session almost. I will finish this glass, and then I'd say we call it a day. How was your week like? First week in February. How is lockdown treating you? Have you seen the new Ford Mustang? I'm not convinced. But we'll see. Of course, Apfelbaum. I'm just finishing this whiskey now, but I don't want to like chug it. Don't want to exit. By the way, D&D, they have also like this sweater. I want to see a picture of you wearing it. Sports is going down with a long lockdown. No carnival. True. I didn't even thought about carnival, right? That sports is also something that I'm suffering a lot from not doing, because it's such a it's hard for me to motivate in the first place doing it, and then if I have a routine, COVID destroys it. It's no good. Watching boring videos from my lectures. By the way, how was the quality of the stream? How was the sound, image quality, light? I did a whole new thing here, and I'm wondering if it's the quality you deserve, or if I should change something up. I need a faster, sound is a bit blechern. Oh yeah, I think that's because, not because of the microphone, but because of the room. I don't have enough. Yeah. I mean, the microphone is directly here in front of me, but my room is not really, I think it doesn't have enough, textile in it, it sounds very empty. This is what I will change. You heard my beard scratching, nice. Genau, es halt ein wenig. If I come very close, I think it's better. But I don't want to go that close. The striped JavaScript fucked up. I went one for a second. I will let the team know. More plans. Alright. I do have 2 in here, but probably not enough. This is my task for tomorrow. I will get the sound in this room nicer. And no, I don't have a regular time for streams, because it would create a pressure that I simply don't want. So I usually do it spontaneously, like I did today, and I write out a tweet. I will do a live stream today or tomorrow, and then I just go for it. I would like to do it more often, maybe even Clubhouse, to talk about more like, recent stuff, like Gamestop and stuff like this with all of you, or, business, Tresor One, whatever. So if it's casual like today, if I don't code next to it or something, then I think we can do this more often than in the past. All right. Yeah, we can do it a regular whiskey tasting, but I'm not sure if I should drink so much. Getting drunk already. I'm not used to it anymore. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling it a day. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This was a very good number of people. I didn't expect so many of you, and I will see you next time. Thanks all. I will now stop the stream here. Please no Clubhouse, then no one from my... Okay. I will see. I will not do it exclusively on Clubhouse, let's put it this way. But I would like to try it out. But either way, not today. Have a good evening, everyone.